I had a story in my heart, but I didn't know where to start. Every sentence felt wrong, every draft fell apart. Sat staring at the page like it owed me something, but the words stayed quiet and the fear kept thumping. Then I heard a voice.
So hello everyone, my name is Manon Doucet. I'm a published author. I have many niche, many genre that I love to write in. My first books, and I was publishing or working on an app. My first book was published in 2023, early 2023. Meditation for Women and Meditation for Children followed in April, and the other one in August. And from there, I basically never stop. And I love middle grade stories, young adult, and self-help book. So this is where I excel a lot. And yes, I do other genre that I don't want my grandkids to know about. So let's get going here. So if you have a chance, you can go inside our class description inside Luma. There is a link somewhere about the book we're using. I thought I put a link. If not, it should be there. If it's not there, it is right inside here in our notes from yesterday. Just to make sure, I will send the inside our chat so you have access to our document. Our document have all the class previously, so we are on book number 5. Let's close a few of those little tabs here because they take a lot of space. So we are on book number 5 with link, and I believe, oh, that's the bonus video. So I did put the link in here. So if you want to see the video I did this morning, you have it right there. So this is everything we did yesterday, the whole amount of research. We have all the notes we put together. We have our document that we also put together, the research, the title, what it's all about, our target group. From this, we ended up with quite a bit of information, 49 page of it, I believe. It's the right one. Yeah, the air fryer cookbook for GLP-1 user. So now I know a lot more about those commercials I see on TV, and I wonder what these are all about. Ask for that medication to your doctor by name, and I finally find out what they are all about, those medications. So from this book, I learned more in a couple of hours than months of commercial on TV. So good for me on this one. So this one is also shared inside our document, just in case you want the direct link, I will share this. Let's post this thing, anyone with the link. Going to be on the view, or you can comment. Copy this, put it inside the chat. There we go, it's done. And that document is inside our main document here. All right, so yesterday, I'm going to close this. Yesterday we were here when we left the session. So we did had all our information and we did import the document. So this is the first one, which is inside the book, which is on Amazon, the book of vault topic for foods. The first one last year was the Instant Pot. But this year we did the research, and Instant Pot is no longer the hips of the 2025 and 2026. It's more like the air fryer and the diet going around the medication that the GPL1, which, like I said, was very interesting for me to figure out. When we did the importation, we got that little report, which is new, that wasn't there before. We got this beautiful little report, which saved me tons of time, because when you read it, it's telling you where your book is and everything that you should do, how to write, how to use the voice, how to do your formatter, foundation, recipe system, and all that. So if my information is still there, it should be, and it's not. Okay, so this morning when I was working on it, I did go And I read everything and I says, okay, this part 1 chapter punchy. So this part here, it's interesting because it should be part of my extra instruction, ensure the transition for educational and all that. So what I did this morning, which is not there anymore, not sure why, I did go and underline these. And then to make sure I don't lose them, after that it says, why am I just underlining? I copied them and I put them in my brain dump. And then not here. Okay, let's check here. I think I did a double. I did a double. Okay, that's exactly what I did. So this is what I did this morning. So what I wanted to do is create the same thing and work it with you. But here's what I did. So you actually see exactly what I'm talking about. When I do work on something like this, the multiplication of what you're doing, go and duplicate. The duplication costs nothing. So you can duplicate as many times as you want on your base work. And then you can test the one you want. So this one has the bonus. So if I was to do another one with you guys, I can keep working on this one that we worked yesterday, but I'm going to show you what I did with the bonus here. So am I going too fast? Any question on that? Okay, so in that import, he gave me a lot of things that I'm looking for to put in my extra instruction or in my story Bible under the genre and also under the style. So here you go. In that beautiful import report done by Sudowrite, when you import all your nodes, you got this. Keep part 1 chapter punchy and all that. So it says, yep, that I need in my extra instruction. So when I got these, I take that, I copy and I put it in my brain dump. So that's in my brain dump. So I keep on going inside my import report and I'm going to go to the next one. So you can read this, the POV and all that stuff. The recommendation as your draft is actually away from the marketeer, keep it as a friendly manner, speak directly to the reader. Yes, that's very, very important, which is in your outline. That's what we will call the second person POV at the present time will be that. So you talk directly to the reader. So you have the world building here, says you have a very strong world building and all that. You did a fantastic job. So yay, thank you. The recommendations is when you're writing the recipes, lean heavily with sensory details because the reader appetite is suppressed. So this part here is on the line, which I did put in my brain dump when writing. Right here, it's in my brain dump. So that would be part of my extra instruction in some of the chapter, not all of them. Now we have the thematic, finding every byte count. So the recommendation for this one here, so ensure every recipe's head note tie back to these theme, but vary your phrasing so it doesn't become a repetitive, highlight different benefits and all that. So that too, I highlighted and I brought it inside my brain dump because this is very important. You don't want repetition in your recipes. It gets the reader very boring and says, okay, is it the same recipes? Because it's the same styling. Next, the prose clarity and the style. So it's telling me about my blueprint is clear, authoritative, and well organized. So plan recipes with the maximum of 6 steps with maximum of 8 ingredients. So it's an excellent and your energy target audience. The recommendation for that is when drafting the actual recipes and instruction, keep your prose ultra concise. Use formatting bullet points, bold text for protein count to make the book highly skimmable. So if I'm not wrong, this is over here. Recipes, instruction, keep the prose ultra concise, format bullet in my style box. I believe it's also inside here somewhere. Ensure this, So over here, it's part of it, and this one there. So I copy it in my brain dump so I don't lose it because this is important. Let's go back up. We have this one done. Sudowrite next. Now it's telling us about the story Bible. So treat your story Bible as you protect Project Brain. So pass the target audience profile into your genre or your style box to ensure the AI understand the exact demography. Now, this was a bit harder because we don't have a whole lot of words we can put in here or in here. So I did go through the report and I says, okay, I need something short. I even asked on the chat side here, the target audience profile. I said to chat, it's a bit higher up. I said to chat, no, not this one. Where is it? It says target audience, so it should be there. Can you give me one sentence for the target age, da, 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 da. So it says one sentence, and the result is way too long. So busy woman, 35, blah, 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 blah. It says, okay, my 40 words just went out the window. So I says, this is not working out. And even on the video, you probably hear me saying that that's not working out. That's way too long. So I will keep it very short. Therefore, I went in and it says, okay, age 35, 65, gender skews female 60% plus. And I leave it at that. Any question on that? Do we have a question in the chat?
There is a question in chat saying, in another class, I heard that your brain dump isn't used if you've already created a synopsis. Is that true?
It is true. What I'm doing here is because my synopsis is already done, and what I'm using the brain dump for is for me, not for the AI to write. This is where I put my important notes that I don't have to go back and forth all the time. So all these notes, I know I'm going to need them inside my story Bible or inside my extra instruction. So that's why I put them in here after the work is done, because you're right. Now, Sudowrite, once the synopsis is done and complete, is not looking at the brain dump unless you tell the AI to look at it. So, does that answer your question? So, go back
I think
in
it
here.
should, yeah.
All right. So, story Bible. So we have this. So we fixed our style with the target people. Use chapter generator draft to write out the prose for part 1. Chapter 1 to 3 using the draft. Says, oh, okay, I'm going to have some fun with that because the outline, I will show you what the outline look like. But I says, okay, I can deal with that because we have that beautiful chat on the side here. We can fix this because there's a bit of repetition inside our outline. Or I'm going to do something with you that I didn't do in this one, in the other one. So we're going to merge chapter 1 to 3 and try to make one big chapter with it. Maybe that will work, not sure. After that, it says first draft. For generating the 100 recipes, open a blank document and use first draft. Oh, I did have a lot of fun with this morning. It worked beautifully as long as you have all the information properly done to what you're looking for. Is going to do it and give you, oh my, you blow your mind, tell you that. After you've done all that, it says now you can brainstorm. Need to fill out the reminder of the 80 recipes if we have more that we need, but the outline has all the recipes, so we don't need to brainstorm more. But if we did, it's giving us how to do it. Describe, because your reader have suppressed appetite, use the describe tools on your recipe's head notes. So if there's not enough description, go and use describe. So you can use a rewrite or the describe button, whatever it is, the one you choose. Where's my describe? So my describe button is over here. And I would have to bring it up over inside my tools. I really wish to know how John get more of those laser tool added to the top because I only have 4. Hopefully I will figure it out.
If you click on the drop arrow there for more tools and then go to reorder this menu, try dragging describe above that line.
Yeah, but it goes, okay, finally, now it worked because before it wasn't. Okay, perfect. It works. And I'm going to drag the first draft too. Oh, it's only 4.
Yeah, only 4 that you can have up there.
All right, so I'm going to get feedback down because we don't use it. So we need first draft, rewrite, describe. Today, I don't think we're going to use the rewrite, but we're going to use the visuals. So these are the 3 that I would use today. All right, thank you. Still, it's not a whole lot. I wish we could have space for more. Okay, so we have the rewrite, or what we call the describe, so where you can actually choose to rewrite a part of your recipes and says what the recipes look like. Does it smell, taste? The sound, definitely not. The touch, a metaphor, not in the recipes book, but those 3 are important. So before you go, make sure you get your tags open and close so you don't have a multiple amount of credit taken by describe as soon as you click on it and you forgot to turn off the one you don't need. Okay, where are we here? So describe is there. Rewrite, if a draft paragraph sound too much like a medical journal, highlight it and use the rewrite specifically for the customize option to instruct the AI to make this sound like a warm, knowledgeable friend. So basically, it gives you the little comment in the rewrite you highlight, and when you put the comment, says I want it to be more friendly. So it's giving you a lot of tools to start with. It's crazy. So populate your story Bible. So move your incredible market research audience profile and outline into the story Bible, which is already there. Brainstorm the recipes, use a brainstorm, we did that. Draft introduction, first draft, write why I wrote this book. So in the introduction, you can even use this part for in the first draft. So I could have used that. So I didn't go that far this morning. I stopped at when it started writing everything that I was looking for. So we have the tone, do a final pass. We were using the rewrite to smooth everything. Enhance the sensory appeal, batch draft the recipes, create a prompt using your standard recipes template, and use first draft to begin generating the meal chapter by chapter. That's done already. Generate educational, use the draft tool to flesh out chapter. Yeah, that I totally agree because the chapter 1 to 3 is too long and need to be fleshed out. Ensure that the science is insulated into accessible, friendly prose. So as you can see, we have a lot of beautiful information. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to copy my brain dump. And because, unless you want me to show you what I did with those chapters already, I'm going to start working on the book with you guys and we're going to do those chapters together. So what do you want me to do? Show you what I've done or create it along with me? Yes, chat will react if you tell it that the information is in a brain dump. So what do we do? Do I show you what I've done this morning or do we create something together? New, a simple first, and then we can create together. All right, so let's see here. The intro, 3,000 words. And it's not bad at all. I mean, it read fairly quickly, even though there's a lot of words. It read friendly. It's giving you all the information, data problem, the national crisis, giving you all the research. And it's done with Gemini. I'm going to go down here if I can get the Gemini Flash 3. That's the one I use today. It's not the most expensive and it's not the less expensive, and it does work very, very well. So just let you know, this is the one I use there. So we have that. It's giving you information on our air fryer with the people of GLP-1 journey, the texture and all that, all the information on the protein intake, the first mindset. So it's giving you a very interesting information right there. So what I'm going to do going to go in the outline. This is not the original outline. This is the outline that I work with chat back and forth, because when I saw that chapter 1, once or the introduction was open and written, and we'd start doing the chapter 2, it says, listen, chapter 1 is slightly the same than what's in the introduction. So can we do something about that? And we did. So it did redo chapter 1 with reducing all the redundancy of all the information from the introduction. So it was less busy with everything, but definitely not smaller. And he had a Q&A and all kind of information. And I did the same thing with chapter 2, because I said chapter 2 is way too similar to chapter 1. Can we fix that? And the fixing is beautiful. It says part 1, put in numbers, part 2, recipes matrix, part 3, weekly hit target, and part 4, when you fall short. So from the original version of the outline, if you can, I can show you, this is the original, very small, and then they start the recipes in chapter 4. These 3 first over here, even though the title are very different, when it create the chapter, they are too similar. So from this, I asked question and I rewrote the intro, and same thing with chapter 1. So from this one here, you can see chapter 1 got to that compared to this. Chapter 1 over here, sorry, the intro. Chapter 1 over here, from this to this. And then chapter 2, from what you saw earlier to that. So you can update your chapter as you go. And then it's kind of very, very, very fun. I had a lot of fun. And this one, I don't have any change to do. So I'm going to make a copy of this full outline. Copy outline. And I will create and put it here so you can have a copy of this. And this is the Sudowrite outline. I have to wait until it creates the title. Maybe not. Okay. Sudowrite outline in workflow. I'm going to share that so you can look at it and see. I don't give you the full original, but I give you a part of it, so at least you can look at it this way. All right. So this is that. I will bring this up because it's not part of the thing. So chapter 1 is there, or it's 4,000 words. Chapter 2 redone, and as you can see, I have item in the trash here. So the chapter 1 in the trash, that's because I didn't like what it gave me. Same thing with chapter 2 in the trash, but because it's in the trash, you can get them back up if you need to restore. So they never lost. So chapter 2, we have 3,000 words. Did I make it up? And this is one thing that I did create, a chart. So once you do a nonfiction book, you do end up with those straight bar. So you highlight these things, and that's where you can create an image inside your nonfiction book. So from the daily target, so I highlight all that, all the way to the last bar, and then I use visualize. And when I use visualize, it gave me that. So the next things after that, if you like it or you don't, if you like it, you check. It says, is that make all the same sense of what I got here in the target? And if so, once you bring it in your book, you don't need to bring all these things, just bring the image. So that's one way to go about creating image, is inside a nonfiction. And it's giving me very nice information on, and every single chapter, I think, also give me a recipes, which I thought was very, very cute and give me the taste to go and cook. Because they have very, very simple recipes like chicken in cube, just with the oil and the spice and so long inside the air fryer, and all the explanation is very, very well done. Obviously, one question that was asked, do we test them? Oh, yes, definitely testing. And I will show you one of the recipes. The image is incredibly beautiful. See, there's another one here that I could do. So that one here, I can do it with you here and see what that's going to look like. This one is a recipes as an image. So let's see what Visualize will do with that. Yeah, fried chicken in cube, Greek yogurt, turkey meatball, salmon, tofu steak, and egg muffin. Tick, tock, tick, tock. There we go. So what I do is where I see these little bars, this is where I normally insert my image. So here protein base, quick addition, and energy boost. So our yogurt and whatever spice, and the end result in the middle. So it's not bad. I would have to double check everything and read and see if it makes sense, but that would give you a very nice looking image right there. Not sure if it's perfect, but it gives you a small idea on how to create your image. And like I said, you're going to test those, and having an image of what it could or should look like, also useful when you do test those recipes and put them in a plate and says, yeah, the image from the AI and the image I can create is slightly different or very similar, and then you can decide which one you want for your book. But you cannot, if someone tell you this is AI generated, and it says maybe it's generated by AI, but it's exactly what it looked like in my plate because I test the recipes. So you can be proud of saying, I test the recipes, it tastes good, and this is what it looked like anyway. So, and then we have a lot of little recipes going on in chapter 2. Then chapter 3, I got, let's see here. This is the one I did keep the information. As you can see here, my extra instruction is basically my brain dump. So I put it there, second person present tense, and it gave me 3059 words with the sensory trigger. And what surprised me is I wasn't bored by reading it. It was well written and spaced that it was easy for me to look at it. And I then thought I was reading 3000 words. It was going very, very quickly for me to look at it and says, oh, it's not boring, and it's really well done here. So maybe some of it have little story. Then you have to figure out if you want to keep them. The outline and the information we got says you should actually put a little bit of story so that the people on the medication can feel more, yes, that's me. That's what I look like. I'm not hungry. I'm in front of the fridge and everything looked disgusting kind of thing. So these little very short stories. So they're not long, they're very short, which is a good thing. And then they talk about the cleaning up and everything else. So everything in that chapter is there. Then there is a little bit of another little recipes right here. That one, I look at it, I was like, oh, maybe I love those. And I know they're not perfect for our health apparently, but I love them anyway. So this is chapter 3, and then let's jump into chapter 4. Now, chapter 4 is empty. I didn't use the generation, I used the first draft. So here's the first draft result. I'm going to close this here. So we have the hair fryer bite spinach. Now, this one here, I was looking at it, says, oh, there's a lot of nice, interesting recipes. And I says, wait a sec, it's going away from the air fryer. And I thought it's supposed to be all about the air fryer. So it's talking about skillet and stove and this. And I said, oops, maybe something is wrong. So I went back inside the chapter 4. And I gone and read this part here. So basically the air fryer chapter deliver, blah, 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 all the information. So this one is air fryer. Oh, this is the one I changed. Is it? Air fryer pancake, breakfast tacos. So this one doesn't talk about the air fryer. This one say the air fryer. So let me check something here. If it's not the one I transform already. Yeah, that's the one I transform. Okay. So chapter 4, let's go back inside our, I had to play with this one. Where's my outline? All right. Chapter 4, the recipes chapter focus on protein pack breakfast option designed to start a stronger GPL1 user. It includes 15 recipes featuring air fryer bite, egg bite, protein pancake. The problem when I did the first one, he only gave the air fryer egg bite and the rest were not inside the air fryer. So I did not like that part because it says it's supposed to be on the air fryer. I understand the GLP one, but we promise air fryer easy and fast. So from there, this is chapter 4, the transformation of it. I did go inside the chat and I says, listen, chat, look at chapter 4. I need those recipes to be with the air fryer as much as possible. And he gave me a new chapter 4. So this is based on air fryer as much as possible. So this is a transformation between the two. And in the chat, if I get the right one, is when I ask about chapter 4, update the outline. Done with chapter 4 is now air fryer specific with 16 concrete. So where's my questions? Okay, look at that. Okay, I'm in chapter 4 and I need to add to the outline that we are working with the air fryer. Can you rewrite chapter 4 so I get the proper recipes for this? So the answer here, yes, done, da 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 da. Can we click on this? So anyway, I did ask that and it did go and update chapter 4. And this is where I got this as an answer. So you can see that when it did update chapter 4, it gave me a very nice update, well done for an outline for chapter 4. This I copied and I went in first draft. So from this one here where we don't see the air fryer much, I rewrite this one with the air fryer. So the second one is done with the new outline. And as you can see, I create an image from one of the description of it. And this is one of the description and the image, and it looks pretty good because frankly, that's slightly what that looked like when you actually work with the air fryer and those egg bite. So we have those recipes, air fryer, air fryer egg bites with cottage cheese and spinach. So very little ingredient and all the information on how to cook it. Then we have the crispy cup cheese also inside the air fryer. Then we have ingredient swap. So you can swap the ingredient if you have little. So we just need to separate them. So the mini feta muffin with ham and pepper. You put them in the silicone muffin cup, and then you're supposed to put it inside the air fryer. You also have ingredient swap, and then the next one is the smoked salmon. So obviously, I didn't check every single one fully, so I'm going to do that before I do and publish the book to make sure everything works in the air fryer. So if something is missing, I go and make sure that we add that and correct it. So any question on what I've done this morning? Ingredient swap. So that the recipe is right there. Air fryer protein pancake. Variation, protein forward bread and so this is a very, very nice chapter with all those recipes. And I think we have even more recipes than we asked for. We got 16, if I'm not wrong. That is telling us that is done. So we don't say it this way. We have to go the other way. So this is how I created. So we already at 41. So this is yesterday. So let's use this one now and go and double our outline. Our original outline. Like I said, the introduction, it's nice, it works beautifully, but chapter 1, 2, and 3, I would like to merge them together. So how we would do that? First thing I would do is going here inside the chat and tell chat, can you rewrite chapter 1, 2, and 3 into one full chapter? So I don't get the get. If you want to make sure that you understand, you see that little at? So after chapter 1, you click the at and you can go, doesn't allow me to do it, outline, add the outline, because they're not created. Oh yeah, they're not created yet. I would have to, if I want to make sure it goes in, I could create them and say, look at 1, 2, 3 and create and do it. So let's see what it's going to do with this here. Add the outline. Look at chapter 1, 2, and 3 and into one full chapter, into a single chapter. All right, go for that. See what it's going to do. Any question during this is going? I can help you discuss this consolidation, but I need to clarify. I'm a chat mode only, and I can analyze this discussion in a write mode. Let me first read the current chapter 1, 2, and 3, and I understand the content and help you plan the consolidation, okay? We let it work. All right, see the issue. These 3 chapters currently vary from 100 words each and cover closely related ground. So chapter 1, GLP, physiology, and why tradition eat fails, with quite a bit of information on these. Chapter 2, muscle preservation protein requirement, and chapter 3, why air fryers solve this problem. Combine them into one fundamental chapter makes sense. The current structure feels fragmented. You're essentially splitting one logical argument across 3 mini chapters. So propose to merge chapter, the GPL1 body, the muscle, and all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and we can take one of those chapters or just create. How would I do that? Let's add a chapter. Add. And I'm going to pass the information in here. So that will become my new chapter 1 here. So see the chapter currently, So I'm going to take this, that, and that. This would create a 300-word chapter that typically from problem, state, change, switch, write mode, 2 and 3, expand wants me to help you outline the specific content for each section of merge chapter. I'm going to say yes over here. I'm going to remove this part. See if it's giving me more instruction that I could need. So delete duplicate chapter, expand, remain chapter before you switch over. Want me to draft the structure for the merging? Well, that's what I ask. The old chapter, oh, it's going to delete them. You'll need to do this in write mode. Renumber. You'll need to do this in write mode since I can only read. So if I use the other version, the right one here, which not everyone has, I could do that right here. But not all people have it, so I will just stay in chat. So by staying in chat, I will use the one I just create on top over here, and it will be my chapter 1. So we haven't created the outline of the introduction here. So I will create the introduction. I will add the scenes because it says the scenes of this one is good. String is going to do that. I'm going to move my new chapter 1 under the intro. There. Now chapter here, do we have a way to, I like to keep them, but we're going to have to put them in the trash. So we can trash that, and trash that. Like it says, we have to renumber. So chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6, chapter 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So we renumber our chapter like you said we should do. So we have our new chapter 1. And our chapter 2 is going to go directly into our recipes. Okay, let's go see what it's doing with our intro. So our intro has the striking GPL information, all those medication to apparently lose weight, the science behind it, and what's the grams and what it has to do with women and all that stuff. The air fryer gets inside of this. And the conclude, establish the book mission. Okay, so this here, I'm happy with it. We're going to choose at the second person, at the present tense. And this introduction, I haven't put anything when I wrote it the first time. I just tested this way. Is there any other version of Gemini you like me to use, or we keep going with Flash?
I think Flash is good enough because Pro is just going to be more
Really?
expensive and not going to give a whole lot extra.
Yeah, what it means by that is it's 4 credit cost when we go to the Pro. The 2.5 is a bit less advanced, so I will go with the Flash, which is cheaper, multi-language and all. So let's go with Flash, and let's look at the scene to write. And after that, we're going to write our chapter 1 and jump into the recipes. I'm not sure if I can do that in 10 minutes. So Dring is doing this here. We have another 10 minutes together before the top of the hour. So if you want to quit at the hour because you have something else to do, you can do so. That recording will be on the Discord. The notes are also on Discord, and they will be in a week or 2 inside my YouTube channel also. And you're going to receive that email asking you if you like the session today and if you want to see more nonfiction books, which I have a whole series prepared for the whole year. So every month I'm showing one of those books. This is the first and probably the last recipes book I will demonstrate because they all having, each of these books are target for Amazon. So the main target and then the sub. So all the topics, I mean, not target. All right, so chapter 1, the intro. 2040 words. So you stand in a quiet kitchen. The only sound is the rhythmic mechanic whir of the hair fryer. Oh, it started very quickly in the hair fryer. Behind a glass of the drawer, a single 4 1-ounce chicken breast begin to turn a tawny gold. So it's bringing it right away in the action of cooking. The Big Four, the medicine, the demography, that book is all about. And then you go to the bathroom. That famous scales. Then he's telling you about the protein, the physical manifestation of your muscle, how it look, skin laxity. There's a few words which, good thing that they have the explanation beside it, because I was scratching my head on a few of them this morning too. Why muscle matter, metabolism, bone density, the look, pull the air drawer open, the heat hit your face. So there's a few things in this version that I probably will go and just remove or rewrite to get a bit shorter, because you can get these scenes like this and you can get them to go shorter by using the rewrite, which is here. And I can go and say, please get it shorter. I don't want to spend too much time on that. We all know how to use rewrite and get that drop down and says, can you please do it smaller or shorter? So I like this one. It's giving you a weekly cycle of eating, the air fryer again. So it does definitely, this version we're doing now is going into the air fryer much faster than the one I did this morning into the introduction. So, and it's not too long, 2040 words, so not too bad. So we'll make a copy of this, put it in the chat so you can look at it at your leisure. And let's jump into the chapter we just create. So the new chapter 1, shall we? So here I'm going to select all and copy. I do that because sometimes it just says when we do the generation of the scene here, it's not what we're looking for exactly. So go in here and we're going to generate our scenes. One thing during that time, I'm going to check. So cookbook, instruction only, recipes, skimmable, no dialogue. Not sure if I have all the same information that I copied earlier in the other one. Something is missing here. I will create another page and I'm going to go in the one that I had all those set. In the bonus one, what did I put down in my genre? See that part here? That's more that we don't have here. That target group and the recipes with compassion. Even this part here is missing. So let's copy this and bring it here. There we go. So now we have update our genre and our style. The synopsis, I haven't basically touched it. It's still the same. Let's go back on our chapter 1. So chapter 1, so begin with a clear explanation of the GPL medication. Create a comprehensive section on the muscle preservation and present the air fryer. So you see all those 3 chapters. So one scene is 1 chapter, second scene is the second chapter, and the third chapter. So right here, we can, if we want, take our brain dump, which is not here. I would take my brain dump from here. I'm going to bring it inside here. I'm going to take the information from the brain dump and I'm going to put it in my extra instruction. So keep all of the part 1 chapter punchy. As you draft, actively strip away the marketeer and fully habit the friend. When writing the recipes, go heavy on sensory details, which this part, it's kind of removing that description button because it's doing it very well because it is inside our instruction. Ensure that all the recipes are like this. When drafting actual recipes, instruction with the bullet point. And because your reader have suppressed appetite, you have to make it nice to read, like sight, smell, and taste. So let's go and ask for our new 1, 2, 3 in one shot. Any question? I really like that first number because now it's telling me it's getting so much smaller to the maximum of this detail or concrete outline, just what needed for a punchy, reader-friendly, ultra-skimmable chapter. Okay, generate this so we can jump into the recipes so I can show you what that look like. So you pull the syringe from the sterilized packaging. So some people have to actually inject those medicine. You are no longer operating on standard human hardware. You are upgraded to a specialized system, but every upgrade requires a new manual. The molecular hijack, how your medication work. What's happened to primary location, the brain and the guts. The biological paradox, 50%, the muscle loss, the 68% of rapid weight loss. Testimony, the strange silence. Imagine a woman like you sitting across from her husband at a steakhouse. This is her reality. I used to look at the menu and want everything. Now I look at it and I feel nothing. Interesting. So we have 2,647 words. So we're smack in the middle. So you are caught in a squeeze. You need a high amount of protein to save your muscle. You have a limited physical capacity to hold food. You have zero biological drive to seek that food out. These medications are pretty strong if that can do all that. Find yourself in this chart. So we have another chart there. We can create a chart. The tale of the two lost, Maria versus Jennifer. So we have a bit of research on two people, how they react. The invisible drain. The non-negotiable 30. Why 30 gram? Because of the threshold called the leucine trigger. Leucine is an amino acid that act as a light switch for muscle protein synthesis. There's a lot of very good information in there. And I can tell you one thing, I wrote many nonfiction books, and Gemini is on target. I can get every paragraph or chapter and bring them inside and says, is that information real? Can you show me where it's, I can double check everything, and everything is on target. It's crazy. So here we have a little bit of recipes information, the timing, the cooking, the texture, the chicken solution for a new life, and that's it. So our very long 3 chapter in one is that. So I think I'm pretty happy with that here. What do you think, guys? And this one here, let's see what we're going to do with this one, 15 of those. Let's go with our, oh, that's true, that's not how we do that. So recipes, we have to get those recipes inside our first draft. All right, recipes in first draft, how that work? So the breakfast, this you copy. I'm going to put in this part here on top. Now, what does this import information tell us when we do write our recipes here? Subject, next story, Bible, draft chapter 1, first draft. For generating the 100 recipes, open a blank document in first draft. You can prompt it with your exact recipes. So name, tagline, macro, 6-step recipes, and ask to generate recipes that fit your strict nutritional parameters. So I'm going into chapter 2. So I copied this part, link on top here, because in first draft, make sure you have all your information before you go in first draft, because in first draft, you cannot click enter. If you click enter, it's going to go and write right away. So I prepare my information before to make sure I have everything. Now, I will show you the two different way of going about it. Because I said this is all about the hair fryer. This morning, when I did the other part of the book, the first recipes had a lot less air fryer information. So I had to go and ask more information about this here. So this recipes chapter focus on protein pack breakfast design include 15 featuring air fryer. Now, I will take this part here, copy. So I will put it over here in front. 15 plus recipes featuring air fryer, name tag, So it's going to see it. I want to see if it's going to force the AI to go and really find air fryer recipes for each of those recipes. Do you see anything else that I should add before I click and say to first draft to go and write our recipes? No. So I'm going to create another blank. So we keep our prompt over here. Go in first draft. In first draft, you have that little box. You put the whole information here. Okay. And then you click go. And then you leave the magic go. 15 protein packed breakfast, and you cannot touch it because it's kind of go, go, go. So ferret spinach and eggs. Tagline fluffy, start with the green, macro, GL. It's going so fast. Protein packed banana oat pancake. Sweet, macro, in the blender, the banana. Step 2, preheat the air fryer. So we have the air fryer, good. The next one is the breakfast wrap, eggs and turkey. Warm whole wheat, spoon, eggs, place the wrap inside the air fryer basket. Okay, so far all our recipes is using the air fryer. So you see the difference between the first version I showed you earlier from what I wrote this morning to really be precise that this is about the air fryer. It's a dual topic book that we use the air fryer because the air fryer is very hip compared to the crock pot. And the other thing is that new medical diet thing, those medicine that take basically the appetites away. So what do you think so far? It's pretty cool, huh?
Now I just need to get an air fryer.
It gives you taste to get the air fryer. Yes, I have one too, and I do like to use it because it doesn't take a lot of space. And when you are, your children and grandchildren, they're all gone, so you just have one or your partner to cook. So instead of starting the stove and all that, the air fryer is pretty good for that.
The one I'm looking at is actually a larger one. It's the one with the French doors that open up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a rotisserie attachment so that I can actually do like a rotisserie chicken in there.
Ah, that's cool. That sounds like the one I have. Oh, the soup spinach. These recipes are carefully designed to support your dietary medication needs, emphasizing high protein content and gentle option for sensitive day. Adjust seasoning and ingredient to suit your preference while maintaining your nutritional goals. So one thing before you move away from this, the first draft, hopefully they will fix that. You can do nothing in it as you go. Even you select all, it's not going to work. So you have to go out into something else and then you come back in. And then when you come back in, then you can go and highlight and do things that you want to do. So let's see if we can create an image here, the pancake one. So recipes 2. I'd like to see if I can create a visualize on that. In that time, we can do and check the energy breakfast. Now we have this one here. The chapter 2 provide 20 lunch recipes that combat the afternoon energy dip commonly. So I like to try to start this one. Oh, that's a nice image, isn't it? So this one here, right under with our three bars. Come on. Wonder why it's doing that. I don't see my so you can tell that a bit of work needs to be done onto this image, but I like this one, the Arctic pancake. But I give an idea of how we can work out some stuff here. All right. Are we waiting to do the next chapter and see the recipes coming out of chapter 3? Do we have time? Are you curious? So let's get that description here of chapter 3. Copy. Let's go back over here. And let's check what we put in the information here. So 15 featuring name tag and all that. So this information here is good. We're just going to have to remove the 15 plus. Go check what we have in chapter 3. We have 20 plus. So 20 plus recipes featuring air fryer, air tag, What do you think? Sounds good? So let's copy this. Let's create a blank.
You need to take out the protein packed salads with crispy toppings there in the second paragraph, because you're not going to do a salad in the air fryer.
That's why I'm going to leave it there. I want to know what it's going to do.
Okay.
So I want to know if it's actually imagining things and thinking it can do it. And I'm the one who I really love pushing the AI to see if it's intelligent enough to know we don't put salad inside a air fryer. Chicken bowl. Crispy tofu kale salad. So tagline vegetarian first. Tofu, crispy. The tofu might go inside the it goes too fast. I don't see air fryer. This one is on the air fryer. Which recipes are we on? It's so fast.
For the salad, it was just saying to take the seasoned tofu, air fry that, and then finish making your salad with it. So it at least got that much right, that it didn't try and air fry the entire salad.
Exactly. So that's why I say this this version of information is pretty good. And it's not the first recipes book I'm doing. And I tell you, most of the recipes I got, and that was a year and a half ago, the other book I wrote with recipes in it, and all the recipes were working pretty well. And now they are even more intelligent than a year and a half ago. Air fryer chicken tender with honey mustard dip. Coat the chicken tender with egg white. If I could read fast enough. Marinara. garnish with fresh basil, serve as a snack-like lunch with a side salad, toss the shrimp with lemon juice, mushroom, tagline, little bit of protein, the macro, the lentilles until soft, mash roughly, mix the lentilles in a grated carrot, onion, garlic, spice, ooh, too fast. Splash, pickled protein.
I am seeing that some of these are
Fryer.
having you to do some cooking on the stove as well as the stuff on the air fryer. So not sure that if me personally, if I'm doing the air fryer stuff, I don't think I want to do stove and air fryer both.
So these are things as the author, you decide if you want to remove or change the recipes. And I believe into the report here, telling you if some of the recipes you don't like, here's the prompt to fix it. So we have 2011 words and our 20 recipes. So let's go up, let's go back down. So spicy, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so as long as they have number, it's not too bad to basket a baked salmon patty with lemon dill sauce. The grilled shrimp skewer with mango salsa. Chicken cauliflower lettuce wrap. Spicy eggplant and chickpea stew with air fryer pita chips. I saw something in one of the recipes this morning. Very interesting how to do your own chips with pepperoni. So, and that's how you go and edit. Let's see if we can get one image from one of those. Let's do Italian style. Serve with salad. So during I'm doing that, I'm not looking at the chat, but is there any question or anything you want me to show or demonstrate? But this is basically how I would go and write all the rest of those chapter and ask back and forth with chat on a few things when I'm not sure or I need things to be brought together. Italian eggplant, that's the one I asked for, right? Italian style eggplant parmesan bite. I like the cover title here. Doesn't look bad at all, is it? I'm hungry. All right, we've been an hour and 15 minutes together. So we got the intro, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3 written. So I can keep on going and write all of them because these are all section of recipes. And there's a lot of information again with ultra gentle, easy digestive recipes, vegetarian people, sweet for people who love dessert, a 30-day plan, transitioning beyond, so when they off the meds, how to keep on going. So I think it's a really interesting book to finish and test those recipes. So what I'm going to do, so I'm not going to keep you for the next 4 hours to finish writing that book. What I will do though, I will finish writing the book in the next week, hopefully week max or 2, because I have a travel I have to do to fix or finish something with one of my house. and then write this and put it on the Discord as a Word document or something, so you guys can go and test those recipes and tell me how it is. What do you think? Any question or anything you like to try, or that you says, I don't like the way it is, how would I change that? Anything at all?
The only thing that I would say to change in that chapter 4 that you're on right now is if you go back up one of the now in the actual prose of the where the recipes are.
Mm-hmm. There's no prose.
I'm sorry, chapter 3 then the air fryer recipes.
These?
Yeah, scroll up. I think it was number 11. Or no, not 11. Down below that.
Lemon garlic shrimp?
Next one, 13. Or no, 14. That one right there. Step 1, it's heavy. You cook lentils on the stove until they're soft, mash roughly. So if you wanted to change that to have something that only had you cooking the air fryer, you said that there was something in the import report that told you how you could the instructions to give to get it to change out the recipe.
Trying to stop this thing. That. There we go. Repeat that again. Sorry, I had a phone call in the same time.
So that
Okay.
recipe number 14, where it's having you cook stuff on the stove as well. How would you replace that recipe? Did you say that there was something in the import report that told you how to go about changing out recipes?
Brainstorm to general list of high protein air fryer meals, specific chapter, global flavor, describe because your reader have a suppressed appetite, rewrite. If a draft paragraph sounds too much like a mid-scroll, brainstorm recipes. Use the brainstorm tool to generate the specific title and flavor profile for the remaining recipes needed to hit the 100 recipes goal. So you can go and generate more recipes and simply switch that recipes. But in the version I did this morning, the bonus one, there was something when the recipes was written, there was in case you don't want this, you can swipe ingredients. So use fresh trout or mackerel for variety, which it seems to be missing on this one. There's no swipe. So that's one difference that I would probably add that line if something you don't like because it's on the stove, like some kind of command. I would say, can you please rewrite these recipes without having to use the stove top and get that swipe line, which is inside the other one. And I would definitely use the part here where it says use the brainstorm to generate more recipes. So with this here, I can ask for a lot more recipes and then write those recipes. And the one I don't want and I don't like, swipe them up. Does that answer that question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
So let's see here, brainstorm recipes. Where would we do that? We can do that in the chat. Let's see what it's going to do with this. I'm curious. And then we have the brainstorm over here too that we can ask, see if it's going to, I don't think the brainstorm in this one will do as well. So perfect to merge. I dropped 2 to 10 now, Now for recipes brainstorming, let me check what recipes you already have. We can calculate what's missing in your 100 recipes goals. Oh, okay, it's calculating for us. Cool. We may have to change our comment and says, I want more recipes in case I want to swipe. I need to see what recipes you currently have to calculate 15 plus mention, but I need to specific count. So it's counting. You got to love that chat stuff and the fact that it doesn't cost anything and it goes and check everything. So you don't have to break your head or your eggshell to find the information. Good, I can see a full picture now. You have 15 breakfasts, 85 still needed. 100 recipes goal. So chapter 1, lunch 20, 15, 20, 15, 10, 10, 10, 15. Here's a brainstorm for specific recipes title and flavor profile to fill the gap. So chapter 2, solution 20 recipes. So it's giving new recipes. Chapter 4 is giving more recipes. That's cool. The snack, chapter 6, and it goes chapter by chapter. That's amazing. I'm going to give it a chance to finish what it's doing. And I would create a new and add this information into a blank document. And I would go inside my first draft chapter by chapter and ask to generate those extra recipes for me. I will not put all of them together in one shot. That would be way too much. And I don't want the AI to derail at some point either. But you see how fast and cool that is? So let's copy this. Let's create a new blank. I'm going to pass that all in. I will brought it all the way up under our importation. And from here, I would go and do basically what we did. I will take satisfaction chapter 2, lunch solution, all the way to chapter 3. Oh, chapter 4. So chapter 3 apparently is good. I don't see chapter 3 here. Apparently chapter 3 we have enough. So, and I would go create a new, again, blank. I will put that information here. I will go and get our information here. And I would bring this on top. I will put that 20 us. And ask to generate recipes. Satisfying solution, put in. I will ask something. What is missing in these recipes? Example, the swiping, swiping, is that how we say that? Ingredient. So I want to add that information on top here. Let me check those new documents and see what's already covered, then I'll identify the gap. And that's where when I create a bonus video, all those waiting, I pause the video so you don't have to stay the whole time when it's doing it. So, okay, I can see the gap now. Preparing your written breakfast recipes, which are complete against brainstorm recipes, which are just title and tagline, ingredient swipe. The user explicitly ask about these. Your written recipes don't include substitution option, which are critical too. Complete the macro breakdown, the brainstorm recipes, back calorie, protein, fat grams, energy level, GPL, 6-step introduction, example swipe. Chicken, fix. When you are generating the remaining 85 recipes, you need to include swipe section for each recipes. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take this and I will rewrite that here. So when generating the recipes, you need to include a swipe section for each recipes. This include bullet, example. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to copy. I'm going to create again a blank folder. Get my first draft. Pass the info in and go. That's more like I had this morning with every ingredient, all the step, the information, ingredient, step, where's the swipe? Mix a ginger, Brussels, place, top, swipe, right there. Use cod or tilapia, substitution the tamari. So some of them has it because you can do it, and some of them doesn't because you cannot swipe. This one too have a nice swipe. So you see how easy it is to add what you need to your recipes, and now you have extra recipes that you can swipe against the one you don't want in your book. So I'm going to let it finish writing. It's going to take a while, and I will keep on working on that book on my spare time. So hopefully you did have fun and learn how to write a recipes book, nonfiction inside Sudowrite. I hope you enjoy every single tasteful images and imagination on how to go and cook dinner. Because right now I want to go and cook dinner. So I want to say thank you for you to stay with me all the way to the end. My name is Manon Doucet, and I appreciate every single one of you to stay to the class. And I'm looking forward to see your recipe book going through the Discord so we can look at them and taste and test those recipes. I want to thank Jeff Malvado for being my co-host. And I'm going to say have a great rest of the day. On this, I will stop the recording.
I had a story in my heart, but I didn't know where to start. Every sentence felt wrong, every draft fell apart. Sat staring at the page like it owed me something, but the words stayed quiet and the fear kept thumping. Then I heard a voice inside me say, "You're overthinking, just put something on the page. Write it messy, write it wild, write it like you were a fearless child. Don't wait for perfect, don't delay. If you got something to say, write it anyway. Oh, 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 let it out, let it out, let it write it anyway. Oh, 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 let it out, let it out, let it write it anyway." Some days the magic shows up like lightning. Other days every paragraph feels frightening. Oh, but every page are stepping stones to the book where you finally belong. So don't stop now, don't throw it away. You can edit tomorrow, but today, write it messy, write it wild, write it like you were a fearless child. Don't wait for perfect, don't delay. If you got something to say, write it anyway. Go, write it up, write it up, write it anyway. Go, write it up, write it up, write it anyway. First draft, chaos. Second draft, clarity. Third draft, confidence. Final dance, magic. Magical, write it messy, write it bold. Write the story only you can hold. Dream it, draft it, shape the clay. But whatever you do, write it anyway. Oh.